Hello, welcome to Red Media Reviews. This will be our first real episode, and we're going to talk about 13 reasons why Stranger Things is super awesome and you need to watch it. This show is a really great Netflix original. If you haven't watched it, I'm going to try to keep a lot of spoilers out. You can still go into the show and watch it without any real idea of what's going to happen or the story, but to give you some ideas of why you should watch it. So the first thing is definitely the soundtrack. Just starting from the opening credits, the music is great. It is very ambient and very reminiscent of 80s music, and you really feel the sense of kind of mystery with a little bit of kind of cheesy campiness, but in a really good way that you really want to hear from an 80s type of movie, or in this case TV show. The band that is responsible for the soundtrack is Survive. I'd recommend checking out any other stuff. It's a lot like the soundtrack, and so if you aren't a fan of the soundtrack, you probably won't like any of their music because it's very similar, but it's really good ambient kind of background, nice relaxing kind of eerie cool music. Second thing is the cast. The cast is phenomenal. A lot of TV shows boast about really good characters and, you know, bringing in some really cool or different amazing actors, but I really like that this show has a lot of people that I don't really know, or has a lot of people that I've never seen before. Reason number 3 is Eleven. She's one of the main characters of the show. She's kind of the focal point. Sorry, distraction. The whole show surrounds her and kind of revolves around her, and her balance of curiosity and fear is perfect for a young girl her age, especially for someone who has had a lot of trauma happen in her life. Her character also has a lot of power and ability and strength, but it always is very costly. So it's nice to see Eleven is well balanced and can use her powers well without going overboard or without it being too simple or too easy for her. Reason number 4 is the mother-son relationships that are really explored in the show. It's hard to find this in a lot of TV shows. Most of them are just romantic or friendships that are just kind of deepened and explored. But here you see a lot of the kids working with their parents, or fathers or mothers working with their daughters or sons. This whole parent-child relationship is really, really embedded throughout the whole show. And I think that's a great relationship that isn't explored and isn't as used in TV shows, which is too bad because it's the thing that we can all relate to. Reason number 5 is strong cinematography, especially the camera placement. The camera can be used in really bad ways. Camera placement is something that needs to be addressed in a lot of TV shows. Too many times the camera will either be just, you know, face and face and face and face and nothing else. You never see anything else in the show or in the room when there's a lot of detail around that you want to know. Also, a lot of body language helps tell the story, especially in Stranger Things. A lot of the characters will act timid, or they'll you'll see how they get angry by just the way that they stand. And so it's really good that the camera work has been done, I would say. The action sequences are never rushed, but they're also never drawn out too much. They're just that right amount. You know, it's just kind of like following with the story. If there's a fight, it's going to be brutal and it's going to be, you know, right in your face, but you're going to be able to like watch the punches happen. Number 6 is that the show is not afraid to kill people, but it's also never too brutal and annoying. Stuff like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead seems to just kill 1 or 2 characters that you've grown to like over a few episodes and just kills them off, brings somebody else on and kills them off, and just keeps going like that. But then other shows like Lost, or a lot of like the kind of CSI kind of shows, never kill anyone really, or they always come back. There's no weight to death at that point. So this show strikes a good balance in being able to use death as a way to tell the story without just creating drama. Number 7 is a consistent enemy, and that's based in our 2 main enemies, the man and the monster. For those who haven't seen it yet, I'll just refer to it as that. The monster is a hunter, and you can predict what he's going to do, but he's also very good at what he does, and he knows how to kill things, and you know, he knows how to deal with prey, just like any good hunter. So they don't make him too easy or too difficult at all. And then the man is cunning and smart, but also you can sympathize with him. He's not evil, sinister, and trying to just slaughter people, but he's also really in it kind of for his own personal gain. And so that's really good, and it's a really great way to understand and to relate well with him, and yet still not like him. Reason number 8 is Hopper. He's the main cop and detective. sheriff in the town, and he's a great character. Straight up, is smart, but he's not like MacGyver where he can just make everything happen automatically without any issues. He doesn't have superpowers, and he doesn't have anything majorly special about him. He just has this will and drive to do what's right and to help people. Reason number 9 is the shared emotions between the characters, especially during certain moments. Now this is more on the cinematography side instead of the actual story. There are great scenes where you see two different scenes happening at once, like a fight and like a car crash or something like that. And so you see the emotions bounce between the two characters, and the shot will bounce between the two sets, and it's really well done. There's a couple of times where the emotions are really high and really intense. You get kind of these mixed feelings of like good and bad. And I think it's a really interesting concept that I haven't seen performed this way. And so I thought that was a really great way for them to tie people together and tie emotions together and tie the show together as a whole without being forceful and just saying, oh, this is a sad person, this is a sad moment, be sad. Reason number 10 is that the show leads the characters without pushing them. So most stories, they will just kind of take a character and just basically get them from point A to point B. Let's look at stuff like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a great story, all that stuff, but basically all it is a series of events happening to our characters. Frodo and Sam, they're off on a journey and a bunch of bad stuff happened to them. Legolas and Aragorn and Gimli go and fight and kill a lot of people and bad stuff happened to them. And then they all meet up at the end because it would be terrible and a stupid ending. This show really takes it upon itself and it really gives the characters the opportunity to act on their own. From getting into stupid fights or doing dumb things or making great decisions, being reckless. The characters seem to really just pick up the story and run with it and do what they want. It's as if the characters were very real and the situations were real and they were just acting how they really would. I took a nice creative writing class, and that was a definitive point in good writing, is that the characters will write themselves and do what they would if they were really in that situation, not what the writer wants. That's just a tip, and that's just something that I really recognize in the show. The characters had things happen to them and they reacted in the most natural way. And so I thought that was really great, and it made the show feel a lot more real and it felt a lot more emotional. Reason number 11 is the simple parallel that the entire show has with the board game or the role-playing game that the four main boys are playing. So they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. The way that they use vocab and other things to just explain what's happening in the show to each other and to the audience without being overly blatant. There's no real great way to explain all this without giving it all away. But just look for how well they use the vocab they get from the game and just implement that in their normal conversation. Other people use it. It really adds a sense of style, wonder, and allows the characters and the audience to step into a fantasy world without feeling like it's too ridiculous. Sorry about that. Camera drops because I'm in a fancy studio where there's real cameras. Reason number 13 is the perfect 80s style that the show has. From the opening titles, to the good music, the hair, the clothing, the language, the slurs. I'm actually surprised at how racy they are with their language sometimes, but it makes sense for the decade and it works really well in the show without being excessive. That's it. So those are the 13 reasons why I really like Stranger Things and why I would really recommend it to anybody. Come back next week and I'll be reviewing something else. If you guys want me to review any TV shows or any music or movies or video games or anything like that, let me know and I'll do my research and I'll let you guys know what I think, and I'll give you some good reasons why I do or don't like it. So if you guys want me to review anything, just leave some comments below or post on Facebook at Red Media Reviews, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.